And tonight's live broadcast. Here we go. Put this. There we go. Constantly adding value. SHIB. You betcha. We're gaining more wallet holders. We're reducing more SHIB, and the price is going the opposite way. Now, this is why we don't cover the markets with the trend lines, because right now it's showing a bearish pennant. But we know, and everybody that should know, and that's in SHIB should know that it's based on value. And now everyone in cryptocurrency doesn't have a clue what value means, which is very, very unfortunate, because SHIB is sitting on a mountain of it. I heard Zach tonight talk about that we could go lower. There's nothing that says people can't sell it. It's just like somebody saying people won't buy it. There's nothing that anyone can say or do that's going to influence it one way or the other. It's just that if there's more sellers, that's where we're going. We're going down. If we have more buyers, we're going upwards. But we have more buyers. But the sellers the ones that are selling it have more liquidity. They have more SHIB. So if they start selling all their SHIB, because they're all afraid that it's going back to this 507 range, that gives them a whole, that gives them a whole savings right there. But we say we don't know. That's the whole point. We don't know. World economics tell us that probably would be a good idea to take some money off the table and wait for it to dive down. But you got to remember that the crypto exchanges are also doing the exact same thing. They're loading up when everybody else is selling off. So right now, they're saying the whales are on a hold. I beg to differ. The volume is down. Yes, the volume has dropped drastically. We talked about this before with volume. Going down doesn't necessarily mean that, just means people are more into selling it than buying it. But that also means that at any moment it could pop at will, because once the buyers come back in, they force it up. Now, everybody waits for Sunday sell-offs because that's where the money's made, right? Those that are selling off on Sunday, the benefit is people will start buying it on Sunday, right? How much are they buying? Well, we tell everybody, hey, we're not your financial advisors. We're not your broker. Please take everything we have here with a grain of salt. But if you're going to dollar cost average in, and it doesn't cost very much, why would you risk it? Just put a lottery ticket's worth into it. It goes up, it goes up, it goes down, it goes down. Just a chance for you to buy more later on. Do we suggest selling it? No, because we don't know when it's going to erupt. And at the boiling point that we're at right now, it's very dangerous to sell. So update on the website. I accidentally went live this morning on the website, and it's still live, but I'm not willing to push it out to everybody just yet because it's still not completed. And yes, it's live, but you still can't buy tickets on it. It does have ticket prices on it. It does have the copy and paste, but the auto responder is not working. That's because it's still in development stages, and the buying the tickets is still not live. I haven't put the embedding code, and I'm not sure because I tried an embedding code today and I got an error on the embedding code. So we've got to be very, very careful how that's going to be incorporated, because the CSS from HTML does not want to take for some silly reason. I'm not sure why, and I got to go and fight with the developers of the website, or come up with my own website and then fight with myself over it. Right? Which I don't mind. It's just going to be time consuming. That's all. And with hosting raffle every single night, it's very, very difficult. And we didn't sell any tickets in the last 24 hours, so we have a carryover. So that's your update for the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 raffle. And I'm Will, your host. And please, if you come into this channel and you like what you hear, see what we're doing, please take part, because the raffle is all about making everybody happy. Everybody gets wealthy in SHIB 50-50 raffle, right? Everybody has a chance to become extremely wealthy in SHIB 50-50 raffle. That's the truth of it. Now, I was making up predictions, but the predictions are not what you think they are. They're based on economic growth, not anything else, okay? That doesn't mean the price. Price will follow, but economic growth for SHIB is what I'm focused on in the near future. So the predictions were, let's say, all the coffee shops, every single one of them, took $10 out of their day, every single day, reduce SHIB circulating supply with it. Did you know that we would be within 2 years with no supply left? Yeah, that's 2.01 trillion SHIB eradicated daily, just from the coffee houses and the fast food industry. And it's only a certain branch of companies, right? It's not all of them. McDonald's was one of them. Burger King was the other one. A&W, Wendy's, KFC. There was a few more. I had a few more in there. Now, that's not taking into consideration the Dollarama stores, the Netflix. It's not taking into any consideration for those. It's not taking any consideration for Dollarama, Dollar Tree, NVIDIA, Apple, the conglomerates, right? Amazon, Alibaba. I don't know. Alibaba. Not taking into those considerations at all. And we are not your financial advisor, right? So, but everything that trades under a penny, there's not going to be any advisors. Now, the advisors that you see for SHIB aren't advisors at all. They're just people like you and me, making up an article, trying to get awareness. Basically, that's all it is trying to gain awareness, seeing how many people are going to come on and view their content. Now, the better the content, the more people talk about it. So the more controversial it is, the better off it is, because it's going to get more and more hits on it because it's more controversial. Mine's controversial too. Yeah, Vicky, massive love shout out to you. Hello. How are you? Good to see you, Vicky. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you're not into cryptocurrencies or digital currencies, you might want to stick around for this one, because this one's a little bit in everybody's league. And it doesn't have very many wallet holders. Only about 20 to 30 million wallet holders currently between the exchanges. Now, what does that mean? They're not people, so please keep that in mind. And there's no breakdown that each individual exchange is put out there. All we know is Etherscan. Etherscan is the only thing that has a constant, but remember that Etherscan is separated by 260, between 230 to 260 exchanges that trade SHIB on them. And not all of them report how many wallet holders they have on each exchange. That being said, I'm shocked that none of them have started a reduction mechanism in SHIB. If you're holding SHIB, you want to start a reduction mechanism in it. Not just on SHIB transactions, but every single transaction. Why? Any reason why? Anyone? Mark Anthony was here. He probably put up his hand and say something. The reason why is because if they reduce SHIB circulating supply, it adds value to them. We talked about this earlier in X. I went through it. I explained to it. There's over 19,000 cryptocurrencies available right now. If, and big if, right? If all of them took $10 and started reducing SHIB circulating supply, yeah, that would be massive, right? That would end up being, what was it came out to? 900 billion a day. Can you imagine? 900 billion SHIB taken out of existence every single day. In 2 days, it's 1.8 trillion SHIB being eradicated. Just from doing $10 in transaction fees. If that's all they did, is took $10 out of their profits every single day and reduced it. It was $10? No, sorry. It was $1.52. $1.52. It was over, yeah, it was 980 988 billion SHIB taken out of circulation every single day if 19,000 of them did it every single day. $1.52 at the current rate that it's at. Now, can you imagine every single company doing the exact same thing? Or, like within 2 years, we have no supply. Now, each company is going to be different, right? Each one's going to reduce more depending on how much money they make. And then because they're going to make even more money. And if they make an agreement with the exchanges, that means the exchanges make even more money because the volume continues to go up. Because, hey, we're going to reduce it, but we want to make sure that we get a cut on that royalty for burning that much SHIB, so it creates you even more value if we use your exchange to do it. Now, that's positive, insightful thinking in it. And that's where we can that's where SHIB can accelerate. Hello, fellow SHIBers. Mark Anthony in the house. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey, massive love shout out to Vicky. Mark Anthony, welcome. Always, 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 always. We are always positive, right? We always think positive about SHIB because we're extremely undervalued. Now we're at almost 60 times discount. Woo! Yeah, 60 times from almost, right? 60 times. Can you believe it? 60 times? 60 times. Discount. Not 50 anymore. Like it was at 40. What was it? 40? I was like, ooh, 40. That's awesome. Now we're at 50. Wow. Wow, that's insane. 60 times your money. That's what we're trading at. We got more holders. We got less supply. It's common sense. It really is that simple. We have less supply than we did 24 hours ago. But we're lower than we were 24 hours ago. We're lower than all-time highs, even though we have less supply than we had when 2021 has. But people don't look at the value. That in cryptocurrencies, they don't see that value. And that's too bad, because when it takes off, all these people that are going to start dumping it, and then they're going to be like, well, how come it's continually going up? And they won't understand that. Massive love shout out to Matt. There you go, Matt. Excellent. Right? Remember, though, knock on wood, Matt, tomorrow is called what? Matt, what's tomorrow called? I did the same thing, Matt. I bought it yesterday. I bought on Friday when it went down to. And I could have bought more. If I would have bought it right now, I would have made money too, right? Well, I don't make money. I just get lower price. Right, so tomorrow is Sunday. What's Sunday, Anthony? Vicky, do you know what Sunday is in cryptocurrency? You're going to hate me for this. It's sell-off Sunday. Yay, that's when you buy. Matt, that's when you buy. I'm buying tomorrow too. I couldn't wait. I'm buying tomorrow. Yes, I'm buying tomorrow as well. I bought on Friday because I was like, wow, I can't, there's no way I can't let this, if it takes off, I'm going to kick myself in the butt, right? It goes down, oh well, I can always get more buy-in, DCA in, of course, and you don't spend any more than a lottery ticket's worth. Exactly, because you don't want to go all in on something, because you never know. You never know. And you don't know when SHIB's going to take off. It's just a matter of time before it does. Like I said, if you're constantly reducing circulating supply and you're constantly adding more adoption, more people coming in and buying and getting more wallet holders, it's just fundamentally in your favor. It's just fundamentally in your favor. It's no-brainer is what we call it, right? It's common sense that says, hey, if we're gaining more wallet holders, we're reducing more supply, eventually we're going to take off. It's just a matter of getting rid of the traders. How do we get rid of traders? Drop the price. Every one of them starts to bail. They start to short it. And then the whales come in. We don't want whales. Believe it or not, you don't want whales. What you want is adoption. We want the people. We want us. That's who we want. We want us to come in there with our lottery ticket. Because we're lottery tickets. We have a higher price range. right? We have a higher price range. Our price range is not the next 40, 50, 60%. Ours is times. We wanted to get up to that value. Then we can make a decision on, are we going to sell it at value, or are we going to try and sell it at above value? And are we going to sell all of it? That's the one trick pony. As soon as it goes 10x, are you going to sell it then? Well, it would be wise to take some profit, absolutely. But you got to remember that SHIB is constantly doing what? So you got to keep your eye on the ball. Always keep your eye on the ball. How much is being reduced? Are like Ford, GM, all these companies that are losing money, constantly losing money, want to make money. They all want to make money. Now, if they figure this out, do you think SHIB's going to be sticking around when they start adding to their bags? Because I was like doing the math on it. Okay, so if Ford sticks 1 trillion, GM sticks 1 trillion, and you go all the way down the list of all the automakers, and they all stick 1 trillion, because once it all snowball out of control, like Toyota, Lexus, but Lexus is a form of Toyota. Same thing with Acura. Acura is another form of Honda. So if all of them were to stick 1 trillion and then divide it amongst themselves between the retail stores, and that's a very smart move, Matt. Very smart move, right? We talked about this before. SHIB breaks above $1. You're going to want to try and leverage it with a banking institution. You're not going to want to sell any of your SHIB. You want to what? I want to become a bank. That's what everybody should have their mindset on it. 99% of them won't want to do it. Get your original investment out. That's smart. It's very smart. And that's up to you. Like each of us have our own individuality. So of course, if you want to get out your money at double. Oh, Matt, you want me to explain the bank relationship? Okay, so the way it works is SHIB has to break over a certain period, like a certain amount, and then you can leverage it. Okay, so instead of selling your SHIB, what you do is you go to the bank or banking institution. By that time, there should be Ethereum and Crypto.com should be in there, and BlackRock is already a bank. So what you do is you leverage your SHIB. So what happens is I want to go borrow. Okay, go borrow money. I want to go borrow your bloody fiat currency, and then I'm going to lend it out to others. Okay, I'm going to lend that fiat currency because it's not worth anything. I'm going to lend that out to others and leverage against my SHIB. Now, why would I do that? Anybody? Anybody have a clue why you do that? You become a bank. Okay, corporates pay a larger sum of money because you're taking on more risk at a shorter period of time. Make sense? So let's say the banking institution's giving them a loan at 13, 14%. You can drop it down to 5.99 on everything. Okay? Half of that goes towards the loan provision. Half of that goes towards buying more SHIB. And then half of that again, you reduce every quarter. Now, why would you reduce SHIB circulating supply with not your money? Anybody? Where do you lend? Okay, so you go to the bank and then you ask them because majority of us won't know exactly where to go because you'd have to start your own banking firm or part of the banking sector. So you'd go to, let's say, Crypto.com has their own bank, which they already have through their cryptocurrencies. So what you do is you go talk to them. Say, hey, listen, I want to borrow fiat currency. I want to borrow American money. And then how much you want to borrow? Well, I have $50 million in SHIB because it's over $1. So I have over 50 million. I want to borrow 40 million. So then you lend that 40 million out through their branch to others. And then you can lower the fee, whatever it is that you want to lower it, depending on their credibility. So you're lending it out to, first of all, you're going to be lending it out to corporations. Let's get it straight off the top, right? You're going to be lending out to corporations. And you're going to lower it at a lower rate so that everybody wants to deal with you. They don't want to deal with the other banks. So you're lending out your money, well, your borrowed money against, and when SHIB goes up, right, everybody should be doing the exact same thing. SHIB goes up in price because everybody's doing it. And then everybody's reducing it. You got it? Yeah. Excellent, Matt. Excellent, Matt. Yeah, so that's how it would work. That's how you leverage your SHIB. So that you're borrowing against it. When SHIB goes up in price, guess what you can do again? Hey, listen, I need to borrow some more money. Okay. And you're borrowing fiat currency to do it. Somebody wants it to build condominiums. All right, excellent. Here's the money. And then when they pay it back, what do you do with it? What do you do with Matt? Half it goes to what? Pay off the debt, and half it goes where? Right, half it goes into SHIB to buy more SHIB, and then half it gets reduced. So what happens with SHIB? Continues to go in which trend? Upward. Right, every single person doing it, who's going to make money? Everyone doing the exact same thing. Everyone doing the exact same thing. So that's why it's, but, here's a big but. Most of us won't have the guts to do it. We won't have enough SHIB to do it with. That's the truth of it. Because once SHIB gets to a cent, everybody's starting to think that once it goes to 2 cents, I'm making X amount of dollars. For instance, 100 million. Anyone have any idea? Massive love show to Wena. Massive love show to Rowena. Massive love show to Babe's channel. Have any idea what 100 million SHIB would do for you? At $1. That's 100 million. Okay. Once it breaks over that for 30 days, now you can become a bank. And it flies. It goes to $5. It goes to $100. Okay. How many of us have stomachs? They know that $100 million, every dollar. So every cent is a million. So it goes up a cent, you make a million. It goes down a cent, you lose a million. How many people realize that? Right. So that's why it becomes very, very difficult to understand that. And no one understands what value means. And hardly anyone knows what is going on with SHIB. Why is it selling off when everybody should be buying into it? Why is it going down when it should be going up? People don't know what value is when it comes to cryptocurrencies. None of them. And this proves it. Time and time again, it proves it. Every time we do a reduction in SHIB circulating supply, no matter how big it is, we have a sell-off. That's just human nature. They think the opposite way that you're supposed to be thinking. It's saying, hey, listen, if there was 10 Lamborghinis made this year and something happened in the shop, a crane dropped and destroyed 8 cars, the 2 cars remaining go up in value or down in value? Of course, they go up in value. But people can't picture cryptocurrency doing the exact same thing. They just can't. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's just the way it is. They think it's, I don't know what the hell they think it is. I couldn't tell you. That's why I'm like very optimistic on SHIB. No. We are like knowledged in SHIB. That's the whole thing. Prepared or unprepared. We're prepared. We know everything there is to know about SHIB. We try to back it with facts. Give people the facts. We go to shibburn.com for the burns. We go to Etherscan for the amount of wallet holders on Ethereum. Got to remember that everything goes off of Ethereum. So, but you have to remember, Binance has 89 trillion SHIB. They're not all theirs. So they're divided up by wallet holders. How many wallet holders? They're only Binance only holding 10 trillion SHIB on their exchange. That's a lot of money for a cryptocurrency exchange to hold. Like, think about it. That's a lot, right? That's a massive amount. 10 trillion, that's a massive amount. Well, you know what? BlackRock's holding 30 trillion SHIB. They're holding 30 trillion SHIB. And Binance is still top dog, still number one, according to AI. Because I used to look at it, and Robin Hood was on the top for a long time. That's also BlackRock, by the way, guys. And they have over 100 trillion SHIB, 120 trillion, and 20 of it is held by them. Same problem. We don't know who's in it. We don't know how many wallets are in it. So then we have 250 exchanges that we have like zero idea how many wallet holders are in there. So when I asked AI, of course, they could do some, they go over 140 different websites simultaneously and give me a number. Anywhere between 20 and 30 million SHIB holders are sitting on them. Well, that's a lot of SHIB holders. That is an incredible amount of SHIB holders. So what does that mean for the rest of the world? Well, that means great news for every single person out there, right? Yeah, Meslov showed to Mark Anthony. Meslov showed to Babe's channel. Right now we're at 4010807. You believe that? That's awesome. Awesome. You think about it, like, wow, that's insane. Insane in the membrane. That's okay, because that's insane. Insane in the membrane. Yeah, that's just nuts. 4010806. And can it go lower? Absolutely it can go lower. There's no one that tells anybody, hey, listen, you're selling value. Might want to think about putting on the brakes. No, these yo-yos, they'll sell it, and we can take advantage of it. That's it. Yeah, Matt, I can't believe it either. I can't believe people like losing money when it's making money. It's making you money, and you're willing to take it at a loss. You must be nuts. Like I said, SHIB should be sitting at 30595 right now. That's just value. Never mind 10 times that, right? Just value. Like, we're not even, like, this is redonkulous. Like, completely, woo, blows my mind. Can't believe it that it was traded this low, ever. And I thought that if it hit this low, it would just get like a shot in the arm, and then everybody would be like, hey, wait a second. Isn't this making money? Yeah. Isn't it making money? Yes, it's making you money. And you're willing to sell it for nothing. That's 50 times your money. You're selling it for 50 times discount. So you like to follow the trend. No problem. Sell it then. Someone will buy it. We're buying it. We just can't believe we can buy it at this price. We just baffles us to no end that we can buy it this low. Like, it should never be this low, ever. You know, when you burn, you reduce, right? The amount that you reduce, shouldn't it be going the opposite when you're reducing the circulating supply? Shouldn't it be gaining in, yeah, it's gaining in value every time you reduce the circulating supply. So why would you sell it if it's gaining in value? It's exactly it. Why would you do that, right? Why would? Because later on, you know what's going to happen? We're going to get squeezed, and we're going to see a pop, a big pop, and then every single, like, and I'm not kidding. Any of these companies come back out here and they start acquiring it and then start burning it, like Koi. Koi's doing it, $1.52. Now all of them do it, $1.52. It's a trillion a day, almost a trillion a day. So 365 days in a year, 365 trillion gone. Just like that, right? Just like that. And that's in 1 year. That's if the price stays where it's at, roughly. But it won't. Right, Matt? It can't. Right, Matt? 410 trillion SHIB destroyed. It dropped 30% right after it burned 410 trillion SHIB. Half the supply, 41% of the supply is gone, and you sell off? Are you mad? Why would you sell it when half the supply, 41% of the supply is gone? But right after that, we had a what? We had a massive run. 72 million% run in SHIB, which is phenomenal. 72 million%. That's insane. Broke world records. Didn't keep it up though. Vladimir Buterin and the Ethereum team did not keep it up. Thank God. If they did, SHIB would be already almost at a cent or above a cent. Probably around 50 to 60 cents right now. Climbed toward $1. Because what would they be doing? Constantly reducing it. And then they would work out the science behind it. Okay, it takes 4 months for people to realize it. But then you'd have retailers jumping into it. God knows how far it would have went. Waiting for half a cent. Then sell off a chunk. Well, that makes sense, right, Matt? That would make sense. And that's where it should be currently right now. 10 times its value from 594, from three zeros, 594, 595. 10 times that would be exactly right where it's at right now. And that's with the current supply that we have right now, half a cent. That's where it should be trading at. Once it gets there, I have a funny feeling what's going to happen is it's going to be too late for everyone. It's just going to be too late. You're going to have all these corporations jumping into it. All the exchanges that didn't take advantage of it before will be forced to take advantage of it now, because now it can't be manipulated like it's getting manipulated right now. It just can't. It'll be too big to fail at that point. It's because everybody's going to want a piece of the pie. Everybody wants to make money. They're all going to be jumping in it like... but it won't be the people. It won't be us, right, Matt? It won't be us. It's corporations. Everyone will go nuts. First is, most of them panic and they sell it. Yeah, that's right. They panic and sell it. So that's what usually happens. They don't have the stomach for it, and they go, well, it's SHIB's a roller coaster ride. It's going to go down. People are going to be trying. You know how panic works with people. Look what's happening in the marketplace right now. There's two countries fighting, and it's got nothing to do with cryptocurrency. In fact, cryptocurrency should be going the opposite way when there's hesitation in the marketplaces. It has nothing to do with cryptocurrency. It actually works in its benefit. But for some silly reason, just like everything else, right? For some silly reason, people get happy about selling it and taking a loss. I don't know. I think it's because they think, oh, somebody said sell it, it's going lower. It broke the RSI. It broke the Bollinger Bands. It's selling off. It's got a negative down cycle happening. So it's in your best interest, because it's going to go down another 10, 20%. It's in your best interest to get out of it. But the thing they miss is it's constantly adding value every single day that we reduce circulating supply. We're gaining more and more wallet holders. It's very, very dangerous to sell it and wait for the bottom, because it may not come. And we said this back in 2022, 2022. We said the exact same thing. It's just too dangerous to get out of it. So what we do is we DCA in. We dollar cost average in, because we don't want to sell it at these levels, because it's just too damn dangerous. And I'm pretty damn sure, like everybody else, is like sitting there going, yeah, they're just waiting for their moment to buy as much SHIB as they can. Now, who are we talking about here? The exchanges, the ones that have the money, the ones sitting on thousands of dollars. And they're looking at it going, well, I'm going to load up on it as soon as it breaks 9. 509. Once it hits 99, I'm jumping all in. But you won't know it until they do it. That's the dangerous part about it. Yeah, average down is the safest bet. You betcha. That's why it's so dangerous in SHIB. Because right now, manipulation has SHIB moving lower. That's the truth of it. Because they're forcing it down. Because they can. It's only got 6.9 billion. That's very, very dangerous, in my opinion. That's very, very dangerous. 6.4, 6.3 billion market cap. When it's constantly adding value, you know damn well when something sells off at that valuation, somebody's definitely looking at it, and it's not us. It's not the people. It's the corporations that are looking at it. Because they see value, and when they see it, they jump all over it. And they have millions of dollars. So jumping into SHIB right now with millions of dollars changes everything. And do they buy it from us? No, they don't buy it from us. They buy it from other exchanges that are sitting on lots of it. That's the truth of it. They don't buy from us. Okay, Shibarium. Okay, Matt, I'll get into Shibarium. So if you go to the website, SHIB Worldwide, SHIB5050raffle.com, explains Shibarium in a nutshell. We give thanks where thanks is due. We thank Shibarium for burning 56 billion SHIB. I can tell you the exact number. It's a lot. But they never learn from their mistakes either, right? Just like Ethereum didn't learn from their mistakes. And they made a big one. And thank God they did, because if they didn't, we wouldn't be able to get in. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we go to accumulation. Now, I'm working on the website, the current new website. It's live, but it's not up and running. It's not ready. Right? Okay. Okay, so Shibarium burned 56 billion. 633,249 303 249,000. So 56 billion 633 million 249,303 SHIB was reduced. Now that took them 3 months to do it. And what happened when they did? Anybody? Okay, the first burn came in November. Right after, SHIB takes a 10% dive. It went down with the rest of the marketplaces. Thanks for paying attention. Yep, no problem. I'm right here all the time talking about it. Yeah, and what did the influencers say about it? Wow, they burned a lot of SHIB. Because they had to. Because they were losing favor. Shibarium wasn't getting any interest on the block layer 2 chain. Was losing all their interest because what happened? They lied. They lied about what? They said to the whole SHIB community, listen, when Shibarium gets released, we are going to burn SHIB, massive amounts of it, because we're going to have SHIB as its gas fee. Awesome. Everybody's in it. Everybody's getting ready for the Shibarium release because they're going to burn SHIB with it. They're going to start the massive utility that we already have, but they're going to exploit it, bring it to fruition. Going to start burning all the SHIB, and SHIB is going to be their gas fee. Right, Matt? We went down with the Titanic. What happened? They released Shibarium. They gave us less than 3/4 of a cent on every single transaction. No, on all the transactions. Shibarium has been out for over a year, my friend. Almost a year. It's been out since last August. Believe it or not. Yeah, it lost so much interest, no one took part in it because they said that Bone is going to be their gas fee. Bone, they didn't have enough Bone. So what did they do with Bone? They minted 100 billion Bone. Yeah, so yeah, it's been out for almost a year. August 1st. July 20th, they got the prenup for their listing, but it failed. And then they had to reopen it in August. So roughly around August 5th, August 6th is when they got the release of Shibarium, and it's been released ever since. The validation came on. In September, they did a hard fork. Now, if no one knows what a hard fork is, they were charging roughly about 40 cents a transaction. Doing a hard fork went to 10 cents a transaction. Did another hard fork, went to 5 cents to 4 cents a transaction. Did another hard fork, went to, right now I think it's around 5 cents. No, half a cent a transaction. And we get paid based on the amount that comes in. So every $15,000, there's supposed to be a button for each of us to go on to the SHIB.io. And every time we got to 15,000, the first person to get there and hit the button to reduce SHIB circulating supply, that was supposed to be on us to do that for the whole entire SHIB community. They took the button away. Right away, no button. 15,000, you need to see 1 trillion in supply per day on, like, you need to see that many transactions on, like, this is ridiculous, right? It gets insane. You need to see 1 trillion transactions on Shibarium every single day for us to even see, like, literally $1,000. So after a month, after 15, 16 days, hey, we can hit the burn button. If they got 1 trillion in how many layer 2 blockchain chains get 1 trillion transactions on their blockchain? Like, it's insane, right? Just absolutely insane. And you know where that put us? It put us at the bottom of the list. And then we came up with the realization that Shibarium is never going to burn SHIB. Ever, ever, ever. Guess what? Because we made a big stink about it, guess what happened in November? They burned a crap load of SHIB. They burned a crap load of it. And they said, see, we do burn it. Yeah, but it wasn't from the transactions on Shibarium, layer 2 blockchain. It wasn't. It was off of what? Their own. Yeah, their own holdings that they had. They were reducing SHIB circulating supply with it to prove their point that it didn't matter if they burned it or not. So they burned it in November. They burned it in December. See? And then they burned it in January. Lucy comes out and makes a statement in middle of February saying, ha, 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 ha. Burning doesn't do anything. Lowering the valuations of SHIB does nothing for its currency. March 3rd, 2024. 5x. How many days? 8 days. 8 days. We go from 5 zeros, 8-2, all the way up. Yeah, 5x your money. And Lucy doesn't say a word. Not a word. In fact, if they would have kept it going, they could have talked to another exchange saying, listen, because we're going to increase the volume on your platform and increase the volume on Shibarium because of your platform, we're going to continue to reduce SHIB circulating supply because it's going to add value to us as a royalty from this kickback that we're going to get. They didn't do that. So what happens? No more burns. In fact, they went with another hard fork, so now it's less than 0.2 of a cent on for Shibarium. Guess when you're going to see a burn from Shibarium? Never going to happen. In fact, what they did was they paid everybody in their SHIB for these projects that they had going on. The NFTs, the Satoshis, Treat. All money came from where? Because it wasn't made on the exchange. It was made off of where? It was made off them selling out their SHIB to do it. That's exactly what they did. Because they went from 9 trillion SHIB to literally I think it's like 2.9 trillion SHIB that they still own. So they dropped it drastically. And they didn't learn from it. Just like Ethereum didn't learn from their mistake. If they would have kept it going, you'd be dealing with a lot more value, a lot more a bigger price tag than what you're looking at right now. Because you think about it, okay, if they just took 10%, $40 billion they made off of SHIB back in the day. 40 billion. That's 10 billion a month. If they took $10 billion, SHIB's got a market cap of 48 billion. But it went right back down to 20, and they could have, okay, listen, we made a mistake. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our 10 billion that we made. We're going to reduce SHIB circulating supply. We're going to see if we can use it as a tax incentive from all the countries we do business with. Are they going to divide it up? No, hell no. They don't have to. So they would separate it and then try and get money back from each. And then they find out they're going to get money back from it off the top. So it's a tax exemption. So then every single year it's going to be the same thing. They're going to be able to increase it, increase it, increase it, increase it, increase it. So just on the yearly basis, okay, so then you have every 4 months, they're doing a reduction in SHIB circulating supply by 10 billion. Now the next one's going to be what? Probably around 14 to 15 billion. Modestly. Now it could go astronomically, right? We don't know. Because once those burns start coming in, it's only a matter of time, and everybody starts to realize, hey, wait a second, the supply's gone. Everybody better start piling in, because these guys don't care. No, because they only care about the volume. They don't care if SHIB's price goes up. Yeah, we're holding a lot of it, but ours is based on volume that we use to sell it. So all the transaction fees is coming back to us. Now they have to divide that up between 300 crypto exchanges. They got to divide that up by 300 crypto exchanges now. So guess what? Now whoever's top dog will have an option. Do I want to burn it? And if I start burning it, I'm going to want to do what? I'm going to start reducing it. So I gain even more money, but I'm not taking my money to reduce it. I'm using everyone else's money to reduce it. So that's the truth of it. More volume, more people, more profit. More profit, more reduction. 10%, 20%. If I do 20%, I'm going to gain even more money, right? More volume. How fast can I gain it? Well, the first time we did it was between 5 and 6 billion transactions every single day. That's $55 to $6 billion in transactions every single day. You're off to bed. Good night, Matt. I got to go too soon. Usually we would do this for over an hour, but yeah, I'm just breaking it down for everybody. Show them what SHIB can do for them. And every exchange should be listening to this, and every single person should be posting it and then promoting it. Because why? SHIB doesn't have what? Any governing body. So that means it's got no marketing. So if it has no marketing and no advertising, it's up to the people to push it out. It's up to the people to say, hey, listen, you might want to watch this. You might want to come in and take a part in this. This is the only way you're going to find out more about it. It's on the website. It's everything's transparent. Nothing's held from anybody. It's all there, black and white, for everyone to read it. And it's that simple. And we go through the scenarios, and there's lots of them. There's like 12 to 13 different scenarios we talked about 2 days ago. We talked about, what else we talked about? Right now I'm going over statistics to find out how fast SHIB can go once it starts its run. It should have already started its run, but hey, what do we know, right? We don't know much. We know that SHIB is nowhere near where it should be. SHIB should be bucking the trend all the way through. There shouldn't be one time we have a down day. It should be always constantly green candles. No, not obviously it can't always have green candles. There's always going to be someone that doesn't see the value. And that's the truth of it. If we had everybody's on the same board, everybody's acknowledged about what's going on, educated in SHIB, then it's a different story. Then you only see green candles and everybody coming in, hey, what's going on with SHIB? You can't have green candles every single day. Well, you have to understand something. We're undervalued, period. So, yes, we can have green candles every single day until we get to the value. And once it gets to value, then we could see some retraction. But even then, it's still, we're still not trading at market value. We're still trading at value. And everything that we know, everything trades above market value. And you're always making money in SHIB. SHIB, that's the whole thing. You're always making money. So if you're always making money, why are you selling it for less? Like, it just blows your mind. Anyway, I'm Will, your host. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Love yous all. Take good care of yourselves and each other. It's always a pleasure. Can't wait for tomorrow. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Like always, take good care of yourselves. And Mark Anthony, we always do one thing. John 3:16. John 3:16. God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son as a sacrificial lamb for the entire world. The Lamb of God shed for you so that you would have eternal life in heaven. Amen. God bless everybody. Thanks for coming, everyone. The reason why we point this out every single night is so it hits here, because it does. The blood, something pure and perfect in every way, had to die for your sin. That's the price of sin. so that you would avoid doing it again, because you understand what that price meant. Something pure had to die for it. So when Jesus died for you, he was perfect. He was pure. And he died for every single one of us. And he didn't even know us. Over 2,000 years ago. For every single man, woman, and child on the planet. That's absolutely amazing and astonishing and profound in everyone's life, right? So when you take on Jesus Christ into your heart, you're taking him on as your shepherd, which is amazing in itself. And he forgives you, which you don't deserve. And he absolutely drops everything for you. Absolutely astounding. Absolutely astounding. So thank you, everyone. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great and wonderful night. Cheers. God bless you. Make sure that you hit the likes if you like the channel. Subscribe if you want more content. Keep following us. See what happens. Only the future can tell us what's going to happen. No, we know what the future holds. It's just for you to guys get caught up with it. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Peace out to everybody. Cheers, Mark Anthony, Matthew, Vicky. Massive love shout out to you. Massive love shout out to Babe's channel. Massive love shout out to Rowena. Massive love shout out to you. Massive love shout out to Jason Cox. Massive love shout out to Prince Williams. Thank you so much, everybody. Take good care of yourselves and each other. Good night. God bless.